What's up, guys? HD Motorsports here, bringing you another broadcast of the NNR Racing League. Tonight, the boys are going to hit the ISM, the final round of the Eliminator round to set the Final Four. As always, joining me in the booth is going to be Pete. Pete, welcome, buddy. Who is going to be your pick to make that final cut?
I tell you what, HD, as always, I went back and I watched the spring race, and the car that had, or the guy that had the fastest car but just was not able to seal the deal was Sweeter Feed. I got to take that. I got to take that Sweeter tonight, bud.
You got him. I'm going to go with a guy who said himself that he might have to do something tonight that he normally wouldn't do. He's just outside that cutoff line to make that Final Four. That's going to be our very own, the 12 car of Knights. He mentioned it a little earlier. He said, watch me out there, HD. I'm going to be a little bit aggressive. It's going to be a fun battle to get that fourth and final spot. Right now, CGMX Rose is locked in at 62 points. God Power sitting P5 with 60. Knight, Stout Whiskey, and Natty Dread need to win.
You know, and Knight's qualified really, really well in the spring race. He actually led the first 10 or 15 laps until that, at the time, Sweeter Feed was in that 95. He took the lead, and he didn't look back. Just unfortunate pit road issues took it away from him. But, yeah, I'm ready to roll. They've got about two. They're loading up right now.
Yeah,
I'm hoping Carol sent you some invites.
I got it. You get it?
Not yet. Nope. Let me double check. Nope.
I'll send one out.
Okay.
Right, let me send you an invite out. Everyone to game.
There it is.
Boom. Let me switch back to this. Let me go and switch to camera view so we're not looking at Carol's face the whole time.
All right, I got your booth up. I got a couple streamers tonight. We got the 42 of Amore Smoke, and we got the 48 of our very own Carol. So, yeah, I'm ready to go. So Knights, like you said, he's got to pull off the W tonight in order to advance, and he knows that. I talked to him for a little bit, and he said, you know what, Pete, even if I don't advance, with the quality of competition here in NNR, if he doesn't go on, he'd still call it a great season.
And to give you a little rundown on the top order, CGMX Rose is going to get the pole position. He's sitting there at that fourth and final spot to make the Final Four. On the outside of him is going to be Jose, 720 to 43. You got the Aviator, the other young gun, sitting P3. He's already locked into the Final Four. You got the 10 of Sterlo out there on the outside starting P4. That's a great start for Sterlo. Starting P5 is going to be the 42 of Amore Smoke. There's that one of Sweeter Feeds, the man who you picked. There's that 21 of God Power, who's just outside that top four. 2 points out of that. There's the 20 of Ingals on the outside of him. 6 Heat of Snowman. 18 of Rowdy towards the back of the pack. A little bit surprised with that one. And there is that 12 car of Knights and green flag in the air here at ISM.
Yeah, green flag in the air. CGMX Rose going to jump out. He's got a great. He's got the preferred line, but got the 43 on the outside. He's going to have a little bit of momentum pulling off, and then the 10 car Sterlo is able to jump in right in front of the 38 of the Aviator.
Yeah, and they're still side by side, coming back down into turns 3 and 4. That's Jose on a high side, pulling a power move out there. He's going to lead the first lap here at ISM.
He absolutely is. I really thought with the 11 ducking down below that apron, getting a little bit more grip, he might have been able to keep the lead. But no, 43 powered by on the outside, just like you said.
Yeah, now the 11 at CGMX Rose is under fire from the 10 of Sterlo. Rose struggling here just a bit, but it might be one of those situations he's got a little bit lower preset than everybody else, might be a little tighter. Once he gets those adjustments in, he might be fine and dandy, but that 43 Jose is out, and he is leading this thing.
Yep, he's out. He's going to try to check out from that 10. The 11 at CGMX Rose, he's going to need a good race tonight, too. I think the only 2 that were qualified through were just the 42 of Amore Smoke and the 18 of Rowdy. So we'll have to see who that third person is tonight and who that fourth driver is that makes it through just on points alone.
I think the third person is almost a lock. That's the Aviator. He's actually got more points right now than Amore Smoke and Rowdy he's got more points than them, and they're locked in. But I think Aviator's going to be locked in for that third and final spot. It's going to come out of CGMX Rose and the 21 of God Power. We got to keep our eyes on him, and we got to keep our eyes on the guys who need to win. Stout Whiskey, Knights. These guys need to win if they want to punch their ticket.
Yeah, unfortunately, Stout Whiskey had a little bit of a poor race last week after getting into another car and causing a wreck. He actually, I don't know if he lost connection or blew his motor because of that contact, but yeah, he was unable to finish the race, so he couldn't get the max amount of points that he needed in order to make sure that he moves on. I'm still watching this top 5 here, and the one car of Sweeterfeed's really putting a little bit of pressure on the 38 of the Aviator. What do you think about a non chaser actually maybe pulling off the upset?
Hey, man, if there's a car that can do it, that's going to be the 43 Jose 720. You know, he hasn't won all year long, but the guy is just talented, and you're seeing it here at ISM. He's actually grown his lead over the 10 Estorlo. He's got well over a 10 car length lead. Jose smooth, he's steady, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he won this thing tonight.
Yeah, he's winless yet in NNR, which, like you said, is really surprising. He's fast every week. He's always in contention, just hasn't been able to seal that deal. I'd like to see him close it off tonight.
Yes, sir. Got a couple shout-outs out there. You got Master Killer 737, man. Been watching esports. Wish you the best of luck in the rest of the season. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. We got Rusty Lynn saying, "What's up, guy? Rebel boy here. Had to do it." HD, you good, bud?
Yeah, Master Killer, he's actually been watching a lot of the NNR test races that I've been putting out there on Twitch. So definitely appreciate you following along there, bud.
Oh, more. And then definitely. Yeah, going back towards the third place here, we got Rose settling for third place. He's got his teammate there, the Aviator, riding behind him. He necessarily might not be looking for the pass on CGMX Rose because he needs those points bad to keep up on God Power. Let's find God Power, see where he is out on the track if we could. Where you at, God Power?
God Power's mired back in about 7th or 8th right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, looking like he's just inside the top 10. He's got Ingalls right in front of him. There's that 2 Stout Whiskey to 12 of Knights, though. Working his way up through the pack, getting towards the top 5.
Yes, he is. Knights is he's moving along. I know that he did a lot of testing this week. If I noticed anything about it, he's got a great long run car, and we know NNR, they're not very well known for their competitions. Only I think at the beginning of the season is like an average of 3. So yeah, I'm looking for a lot of green flag laps. I think Sweeterfeed said they can go 43 to 48 laps on a tank of gas. So, hey, if you got a long-run car, it could definitely come into play.
Well, I'll tell you what, that 12 car Nice has put it to our regular season points champion, a More Smoke. He got by him fast, and he is pulling on a More Smoke. He's got the one of Sweeterfeeds right in front of him. Knight's only up to 6th place.
Hey, could this be the first night that Knights actually makes it in the booth, and not only for a 2nd or 3rd place finish, but maybe for that W? If he gets it, boy, that would throw everything out of whack. But it couldn't happen to a better guy.
I agree with you 100%. There's just so many people out there who you cannot root for. And there goes that 12 car getting up under that one of Sweeterfeeds. He's going to complete the pass. Knights in the top 5 now.
He just clearly outbraked the one car going into turn 4 as they're heading down the straightaway now. But yeah, now Knight's going to set that sail for the 38. He's going to go around the outside of that 38 coming through the dog leg.
Yeah, he's going to get a decent run coming out of turn 4, down through that dog leg. Be side by side with the Aviator and actually clear him before they get to turn 1.
He cleared him. He's going to set his sights for that 11 of CGMX Rose. He's definitely got a fast car. He could actually be right up there with the 43 of Jose 720 right now. Jose's kind of extending his gap, but that 12 is moving.
He's not. He started 3rd to last. The way work his way all the way up through the pack and still put moves on cars is phenomenal. Like you just said, watch out for that 12 car of Knights. He might win this thing tonight and get locked in.
He very well could. He's looking to the inside of the 11 of CGMX Rose.
Yeah, we're going to ride on the hood of that 12 car Knights as they go down the back stretch. What used to be the front stretch, getting all messed up here at ISM. He's going to dive that bad boy down there, get to the bumper of the 11, and he's going to sneak up under him.
Look at that inside grip for that 12 car. Wow, Knights, man, if you come back and you watch this a little bit later on, it's a pleasure to watch you work your way through the field like this, buddy.
Yeah, Knights up to P3.
Knights up to P3.
P3.
Yeah. next car that he's got to set his sights on is the 10 car Sterlo.
And he's actually going to lead the 11 at CGMX Rose. We got to come back to this battle here in just a little bit. Knights has got some time, I think, before he catches that 10.
But he's doing it. He's actually getting a little bit of a gap between himself and the 11. So I'm going to keep going through the field, like you just said, to see what else I can find. Knights is he's catching. Let's see here.
Just going to look around.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
I want to see, it's all pretty much, there's Rowdy and the 20 of Ingalls. They're going to go a little bit of side-by-side, possibly down into turn 1. This long, sweeping turn. Rowdy's going to dive it down in there, but that 20 of Ingalls should hold strong on the outside to get the run down the backstretch.
Yep, he's going to hold that position. 18's just going to apply a little bit more pressure, maybe try to outbrake him going in. Nope, but there's the 21 of God Power right behind them. And, of course, the 6, the Heated Snowman.
Yeah, 21 of God Power struggling a little bit early on. He's, like we just said, if Knights, none of these guys in the bottom 3 end up winning this thing, it's really a battle between the 11 and the 21 for that 4th and final spot. And God Power, he's got to get something going.
Yeah, God Power's got to make a few passes, make a few more points. You know, it's still early in the race. These guys haven't made any pit road adjustments as of yet. We'll have to see if they maybe make them a little too loosey-goosey, or maybe accidentally go the wrong way on the wedge and tighten them up where they can't actually turn. But yeah, God Power is going to need to make something happen here if he wants to advance to the championship round or championship race at Homestead.
What's going on, Rock NASCAR out there, man? How you doing tonight?
Hey, Rock.
Hey, that 21 of God Power is actually looking low there on the 18. The last lap by in the last corner. 18 again getting a strong run off the high side, but story of the race so far is that 12 of Knights, because he is really catching that 10 solo.
Yeah, he's been clicking off quite a bit. He's clearly faster through the center and off. Where you see the 10, he's ducking down low to try to get that lower grip. But Knights is just keeping it wound up right around that outside. He's on his bumper just about already. Yeah, he is.
Look at him take turns 3 and 4 here. He's running turns 3 and 4 like he just mentioned, way different than everybody else. Everybody else is trying to stay right on that yellow line, just below the yellow line, as Knights is kind of diving that thing in there, drifting it up the track. And the tennis turtle is actually doing it at that time by. I think he might have saw what that 12 was doing in his mirror and say, man, this guy is catching me. I got to change my line.
Yeah, I think Knights kind of got into the 10 cars draft just to pull himself up a little bit. But yeah, he is making his way through the center of the corner and off a whole lot better. Here he is. He's on his back bumper coming down that straightaway.
Yeah, again, Jose 720 out there, though, in the lead, just killing it. He's got well over a 15 car length lead. He's going down into turn 1 right now as these guys are crossing start-finish.
Yep, cross start finish. So the biggest battle right now on the track that I've seen so far, as I'm looking back at Moore's feed and also Carroll's feed, the biggest battle is still between this 10 and 12, where everybody's of course trying to catch that 43 of Jose.
Well, there's that 2 of Stout Whiskey actually making his way by the 11 of CGMX Rose. So Stout Whiskey's also making his way towards the front of the pack. He's running in the top 5.
Yep, he's another one that has to win in order to advance. So we'll still see, the short run, long run cars, who gets their adjustments right. There's a lot to play out left before we decide, or they decide rather, who's going to Homestead next week.
Well, I'll tell you what, the 12 of Knights caught Sterlo, and he passed him with ease because the man's got over a 3 car length lead on Sterlo. Knights up to P2. He's got that 43 of Jose 720 in his sights now. Not really in the sights. Jose's completely in a whole nother area code. But this 12 might be there before this is all said and done.
He very well could. I'm actually looking to okay, I caught up with the 43 of Jose 720. Kind of take a look back as he is going into turns 3 and 4. Not the 10 car and the 12 car of Sterlo were just pulling onto that straightaway. So yeah, we'll have to see if these two can maybe try to draft their way up, or if Knights can just keep those tires under them for that continued long run and catch the 43 of Jose.
The only thing is, this wall's going to be working with a little bit of a lap traffic car here. That's going to be the 6, the Heated Snowman. Don't think these guys got a bad track record, so the 6 might be like, you know what, buddy, you're racing for something. I'm not really racing. He might just let him go. But 6 is holding his own out there right now with the fresh tires. Actually, it might help Knights out a little bit with the draft.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. Yeah, the 6 car of Heated Snowman just coming out of the pits, and also the 48 of Carroll came out of the pits just now as well, as I actually see him make some hard contact into the to the outside wall just before turn 4, and he's parked along the inside wall. Might be trying to gather himself back up before he gets back into traffic.
Yeah, I think he might have got a little loose there at a turn 2. Saw some guys coming out racing for something. He decided to stick it down the wall, let them by. It's a smart move from the 48.
Yeah, but I tell you what, you know, Carroll, he's really struggled here with Heat 3 here recently, but with Heat 4, a lot of the testing that they've done, he has been amazingly strong, keeping up with a lot of really fast cars and also leading a lot of laps with a lot of these test races. So I'm looking forward to a lot of great things from Carroll in the upcoming year.
I'll tell you what, I can't wait to see that develop. As make sure to tune in next year for the NNR's inaugural season on NASCAR Heat 4. You can catch the racing live at Thursday nights, starting around 8:30 to 9 Eastern. Joining us in the booth with Pete and HD.
That's right. That's right. You sound professional there, HD. No, I'm really looking forward to it. I think with all the talks that Coey's had with the other team owners and whatnot, they're looking to start right around middle of September, like September 17th or so. Yeah, it's going to be great. The racing on Heat 4 has been amazing so far.
Yeah, here's that one of Sweeter Feed's actually going to try and put it to the 11 of CGMX Rose as they're side by side through turns 1 and 2. Rose holding strong on the outside. 1 getting tight, though. A little door bang down the backstretch.
Yeah, the one told me he had a great long-run car, so that might actually be just coming into play. I'll get us a lap count here and see if it's right around where he said. It looks like the 48 of Carroll is back on pit road. The 42 of Amore Smoke is crossing the start-finish line right now. We've got 124 laps to go.
Yeah, and the one of Sweeter Feeds actually is going to make that pass. He's going to work his way up inside the top 5. That 11 of CGMX Rose is drifting backwards.
Yeah, Rose is he's going to have to, you know, he doesn't want, he's okay on points, kinda. He doesn't want to lose too many. He definitely doesn't want to just let people by. He's got to try to keep that fight to the rest of the competition. We saw, you know, Jose lose the ability to fight for a championship by a mere couple points at Talladega. Rose doesn't want the same thing to get by him.
Yes, sir, indeed. But another driver on the move is going to be that Tua Stout Whiskey working his way up into the top 3 position. He just worked past that 10 of Sterlo. So the 2 out of 3 guys that need to win currently sitting 2nd and 3rd place.
Yeah, I'm actually going to try to catch back up with the 12 car in Knights. It looks like he is in the middle of the backstretch just as Jose was going into, what would this be, 3 and 4 now. So Knights, he's reeling that 43 in. I'd actually love to see a time difference between those two. Zane, we need the tool. Adam, come on. But yeah, I'd love to see the gap between those two. Unfortunately, Amore's stream isn't showing me that info. Right now, 6th through 10th is CGMX Rose in P6, the Aviator in 7th, Amore Smoke in 8th, Rowdy in 9th, and Natty Dread on a new wheel, actually, is sitting P10 right now.
There you go, right there. Got a couple more shout-outs out there. Hey, HD, what's up, Chase? How you doing, buddy? October Pete, like said. Never seen Carroll struggle so much. Yeah, man, it's just been a struggling year for that 48 car of Carroll. But, you know, like Pete just said, dude's looking pretty strong on Heat 4. Heat 4 is a different animal. It's not about who's the fastest car. It's about who can save those tires. And if you can save those tires, you can get a lot of wins.
Yep, and I just remember Carroll saying over and over again, on Heat 4, you have to drive the track how it's meant to be driven. So if you can do that, you can be successful. So Carroll may not always have the fastest car, but he's been really consistent in all the testing so far. So like I said, I'm really looking forward to that. He's actually, I think he said he's going to be in the 9 car next year. So I'm looking forward to that 9 being Victor Leonoffen.
So 43 looks like he's going to go down pit road right now. Here comes that 12 of Knights. I think he's going to follow it. That's a good, smart move out of him. And it looks like he might make up a ton of time on that 43 of Jose 720. 2 of Stout Whiskey's going to stay out for at least one more.
Yeah, the 12 made up a ton of time. I can actually see the color on the back bumper of the 43 from Night Stream. He did the perfect thing. You didn't want to let the 43 go in the pits, come out even 1 lap faster, 1 lap sooner on brand new tires. That 12 is doing what he's got to do in order to make it to that championship for HD.
Yes, sir, indeed. And here comes that 2 of Stout Whiskey. He's going to come down for his green flag pit stop. Pete first green flag pit stop of the Knights underway. Going to be interesting to see how much time that 12 really did make up on a 43 once they get through this. Put a new tire on there and let's go.
Yep. The 11 of CGMX Rose is also pulling into his pit stop as well. With his vantage point, I can actually see when the 43 comes out compared to the 12. 43 is out on track. 12 is actually not that far behind him. So, yeah, he made up a ton of time. I'm actually going to switch over to the 12's camera, see what kind of a view he's got of that 43's back bumper.
And both cars out on track now. I think Stout Whiskey came down. Interesting to see where he comes out compared to all this. There's that 10 of Sterlo. Kind of made up a little bit time on the 12 car Nights. I think he pitted just a lap before these guys. Still wasn't able to jump them though.
No, not able to get past those guys. That extra lap, you'd have to really be a whole lot closer to the guy in front than half a straightaway in order to make up any real time. Yeah, you're going to be 3 or 4 tenths faster, but you're not going to make up that much time. You're not going to make up the time that you need.
Sterlo did jump up on the 2 car of Stout Whiskey. Sorry, excuse me, I got a little choked up there in my words as a 12 car with a huge bobble there in turns 3 and 4, but he was able to collect it and able to keep this thing going and kept off the wall.
Yeah, there doesn't look like there's any damage to that 12, but with that bobble, he did lose sight of the 43, and he's actually got a little bit. It looks like Sterlo was able to get a little bit closer to the back end of that 12 car as well.
Yeah, I think he just needs to settle down, keep to the motive. He knows what's good. He knows he's got a good car. He's worked his way up to second place from the back of the pack under all green flag conditions. So he's just got to stay with it.
Yep, I just got to hope that all those notes that he took during his testing, knowing that he'd have to win in order to advance, they just did not have enough points. Go ahead, HD.
And he got a little loose there yet again, coming in at turn 3. Turn 3 is giving that 12 car huge struggles right now at the moment.
Yeah, I hope he didn't make that 12 car a little too loose. But then again, we've all been there where you practice one way, but as soon as you get into the lobby, the car acts a little differently. I hope he didn't over-adjust.
Hey, look good that time. But it might be one of those things where it's a little loose early on, but it tightens up, it snugs up just good.
Yep, that long run car. That's what they knew they were going to need. I'm going to try to catch back up with any battles going on right here. It looks like the 1 car of Sweeterfield is going to be looking to the inside of the 6 of Heated Snowman. Snowman came down a little bit too far. That's going to allow the 18 of Rowdy to pull up to the outside of the 1, and they've got the 42 right in tow.
Yeah, 6 of Heated Snowman just in front of this pack, and Rowdy, like you just said, on the outside of that 42 of a more smoke right there. And there's that 1 of Sweeterfield trying to get by. CGMX Rose, though, if he's not careful, man, that 21 is just behind him, if I'm not mistaken.
21 is somewhere close by. CGMX Rose is behind. Now the 18 that the 42 got past Rowdy. Then you got the 11 of CGMX Rose. Looks like the 2 car is Stout Whiskey. Stout Whiskey pitted when he was in 3rd place. So I'm guessing all these guys going in on a lap or 2 sooner, where he stayed out an extra lap or 2 to lead. He's actually fallen back a bit.
CGMX Rose is that 21 of God Power is actually 2 cars behind CGMX Rose. So CGMX Rose is still to the good. as we speak right now. But all it takes is one mess up. You know, you race it side by side with one of these guys, you get door slammed, no caution comes out, that 21 gets locked in and you're out.
Yeah, there was, 2 points between 4th and 5th, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, it's only 2
At the start
points
of the
as
race?
that one
Yeah.
Sweeter Feeds gets into the 6 of Heated Snowman there just a bit and turns 1 and 2 as the 42 of them more smokes in tow. He's looking to make his way up towards the top 5 as that 10-car Sterlo actually got by the 12 of Knights.
All right, I think I'll work my way back up there, kind of keep an eye on that battle. Still the 18 fighting with the 6, right behind the 42. You got the 4 Natty Dread. He allowed the 21 of God Power to go by. Looks like the 43 just gave the bumper to the 4. That may allow the 10 of Sterlo to gain a little bit of time on. I'm sorry, not the 43. That was the 38. Kind of, they're running very similar paint schemes tonight. Kind of threw me off for a second there. A lot of passing going on with the guys that are close to each other. As you see the 22 at J-Paw making his way down pit road.
Yeah, it looks like he's be coming down for possibly his first green flag pit stop. I'm not too sure where they stand on that. How many laps is this thing?
I think it was, like 167 if I'm not mistaken, but I'll get us a lap count here. More smoke just went by with 106. So yeah, that sounds right about right.
Hey, what's going on, Zach, man? How you doing, bud? No, I haven't played the new Call of Duty, but I'm probably going to get it. More than likely, I'm going to get it. It's either that or a tank of gas.
Yeah, that new truck you got's definitely a nice new toy, but it's got oh boy, it's a lot of gas.
I'm averaging about 15 miles per gallon.
Where you had a what before, a Cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah, a big difference.
Huge difference. Good thing is it takes regular, though.
Yeah, there you go. All right, kind of keeping up. 12 cars actually. He's got some.
Yeah, he has
pretty
damage.
hefty damage.
Yeah. I think he might have made that thing just a little too loose as these guys that caught him. They're actually working away past Knights. All that hard work he put on early on just not, I won't say it's thrown away just yet because this race has still got a long way to go. You know, just makes a few more adjustments, make that thing just a tick tighter. And that'll be all he needs. He'll be working his way up through the pack again.
Yeah, a little bit of damage. It doesn't look like it'd be more than 2, maybe 3 seconds of repair, if that. And this pack right in front of him, if they get together, who knows what could happen. But I'm really hoping that Knights can work his way back through the field and put on a good performance like he did before the first round of pit stops.
You know, after that first round of pit stops, here comes the 2 heavy hitters in the lead. There goes the 42 of more smoke. He's going to work his way past that 10 of Sterlo. Right behind him, more of those going to be his teammate, the 18 of Rowdy, currently battling side by side with the 22 of J-Paul. J-Paul just pitted, so I think he might be a lap down, but a more smoke working his way to the front is going to try and catch that 43 who is checked out to a whole nother area code, whole nother state, only across the country. I don't even see him.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to be coming up on the tail end of these I think we got 16 cars on track tonight. He's got to be catching up to these guys pretty soon. I mean, ISM's not a very long track by any means, and if you're struggling, you're going to go a lap down early. It looks like the 10 car Sterlo, no, it looks like he was going to duck down low. He was actually just letting cars go for some reason. He just allowed the 18 of Rowdy, the 11 of CGMX Rose go by, and here comes the 22 of J-Pie underneath him now too.
Yeah, I think he figures that he's not really racing for much at the moment. So he's just like, man, let me just go and let him by. I'm not really racing. I'm just going to run my own race and get towards the end of the season and start racing again when it matters next year on Heat 4. Yeah,
again, Heat 4 is a completely different animal. It's more about tire wear, consistency, than it is anything else. I'm actually a pretty big fan of the new model for that game. Get back to damage and the ability to blow a tire on just normal 2 times wear, not even 3 and 4.
I agree with you 100% right there. been there, done that. On Heat 4, my first
Yeah.
time out there through a settle bin, I lost 20% in one turn. I blew my tire in 3 laps.
Wow, that's crazy. I know a lot of people have had some real difficulty when they try to crank up the wear, and yeah, realize quickly that no need to run it on 2%, and it makes for some pretty great racing. I see the 1 car Sweeterfried getting to the inside of the 10 car Sterlo. He's going to try to run down the 20 of Ingles, put the pass moves on him.
And he's going to make that move clear, sail that thing into turn 1, but here goes that 10 of Sterlo looking down low for the crossover, down the backstretch.
He's going to try, but I think the 1 car is going to have the momentum off the high side. Not only that, a little bit of a draft off the 20. He's going to dive it real low, real quick. Tried to outbrake him, but the 20 got a much better run through the center of the corner there. Just kind of keep going through the field here.
As of right now, I mean, the battle we need to keep our eyes on is 11 and the 21, where they're at on the track. 11 right now would be locked in till that final 4 off of points, and that 21 of God Power would still be out.
Yeah, 21 of God Power and the 12 car Knights actually happen to find themselves on the track, nose to tail. The 12 car is right in front of the 21, as it looks like the 21's a little bit loose, so where the 12 car was pushing earlier, the 21's having a hard time actually getting the car to turn. It looks like the rear end's kicking out just a little bit, and the 12 of Knights is going to try to set sail or set his eyes on that 20 of Ingles, get back up through the field again.
Yeah, 21 with the good turns 3 and 4 there. Got right to the bumper of that 12 car Knights. See if he does with it here. Down in turn 1. Knights going up towards the wall. God Power up towards the wall. God Power going to get another decent run here, looks like, out of turn 2.
Yeah, out of turn 2, going back into turn 3. Big braking zone. See if he's able to outbrake the 12. 12 car is going to actually duck down low right where all that grip is. He's going to accelerate off the corner, come off 3 and 4. They're going to be side by side at the start-finish line.
Yeah, but there goes God Power. He got a great launch out of turn 4, down the front stretch through the dog leg. He's going to clear him before they get to turn 1.
Yep, and here comes that 38 of the Aviator, now giving a little bit of a challenge to the 12 car Knights. Looks like he's going to clear him off the corner, looking to get by the 21 now.
Yeah, he got good, the 12 car Knights. So Knights is struggling a little bit, and I think he just made that thing just a tad loose.
Yeah, tad loose. Still kind of curious where the damage to the front left would have come from. Usually for something like that,
coming in.
Yeah, either
3.
an inside wall or
that's where he was getting
maybe
loose.
Running into someone there. But keep going through here. Looks like a 6 car heated Snowman's giving the 20 of Ingles a little bit of a battle. He's down low as they come across the start stripe.
Actually, here's the 38 of Aviator and the 21 of God Power. Aviator going to try and work his way past God Power on the inside, looking to pull a power move here in turns 1 and 2. Should be able to make a pass.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be able to make that pass on the 21. Aviator, like you said earlier, he was sitting in the standings with more points than even the last 2 winners of a More Smoke and the 18 of Rowdy. So as long as he keeps up, he doesn't end up in last or DNF or something like that, he should be the one to advance or take that 3rd spot. But again, that 4th spot is just separated by a couple points. It's really going to be interesting to see who can grab that. Working my way through. Work my way through some more. The 42 of More Smoke, the 18 of Rowdy, and the 11 of CGMX Rose are all nose to tail. Looks like right now More Smoke is running P2, almost 7 seconds behind Jose. And then you've got Rowdy 3rd, CGMX Rose in 4th, and Sweeter running P5.
I mean, when you talk about top 3, big 3, NASCAR's got it, you can say Truex, Busch, and who's the other guy who won 4 races?
You got Hamlin. This year anyway. Yep. You've got Keselowski's won a few. You've got the 9 car of Chase Elliott. He's won a couple. Bowman has been a qualifying
I was thinking
machine
of
this
Harvick.
year.
I was thinking about Harvick. Last year's
Oh,
Big
Harvick,
Three.
yeah, absolutely.
Thinking of last year's Big Three. When you think Big Three and NNR, no doubt in my mind, you don't think the 42, 18, and 11 because these guys are always around each other and it's always around the front.
Yep, always competitive every week.
And it looks like the
keep it up
11 is
front.
going to get up under that 18 of the Rowdy here. You know it. We say it every single week. No love lost between those two. Really, no love lost between the 11 and the 42 as well. 11 up the P3. Rowdy has got the 11's bumper in sight.
Yeah, you know, a few weeks back in the Pro League, I think it was the Glen, the whole theme was send it. Well, the 11 just sent it underneath the 11, or underneath the 18 rather. He was able to outbreak him, and he took the spot. So move CGMX Rose up to P3. And as of right now, if the race was to end, the 11 would be through the next round. He's going to look underneath the 42 of More Smoke.
Hey, he's looking underneath him, and that choked him up. And the Rowdy got a huge run there through turns 1 and 2. He had to check a big-time marita ran right in his bumper.
Yeah, he had to, and again, you know, the 42 and 11 have had their issues. The 18 and 11 have had their issues. You know, going back many weeks, whether you want to say Vegas or Pocono or wherever, you know, when you're around each other every week, things are going to happen.
Yes, sir, indeed. And there is that 11 going to pull a power move there on the 42. And More Smoke that time by at a turn 2, down a backstretch. 11 up the P2.
Yeah, 11 up to P2, 42 right behind him. As you see, the one car is Sweeterfried. He's going to be able to dive to the inside of that 18 and get a hold of the 42's draft. He's moving up to P4. So our picks for this week, while Knights was really doing very well in the beginning part of the race before that first round of pit stops, he's mired back now a little bit in traffic. That one car, Sweeterfried, has proven true to what he was saying about his long run car abilities. As I'm watching the lap counter right now, we are at 82 to go, HD.
82 laps to go here in a final race. Well, not the final race, but the final race of the playoffs before the championship 4. And here goes that 42 and 18 down for their second green flag pit stop of the night. It's going to be a nail-biter, I think, between the 11 of CGMX Rose and the 21 of God Power. But so far in this race, I think the 11's got it.
Yeah, I think you're right. And tell you what, I just watched the More Smoke go past the start-finish line and got a lap count. The next car that my camera switched to was at 43, and he was coming out of 4 right as the 42 went down pit road. So that 43, he's actually about ready to lap. What would that be? P4, 5, and 6. Jose's having a great run tonight. This could very well be the first night that Jose makes it to the booth, and not only as a second or a third place car, but as the winner.
You know what's kind of funny about this a little bit between Jose? So I used to be in a league back in Heat 2, SNRL, Tons of Funds No League. It was a Tons No Funds league, right? Jose was in there as well, and it came down to ISM. It was me, him, and Tons all racing like for that final couple spots. Last lap, Tons yells, "I'm sorry, Jose." Dives it down into turn 3, takes him out. Tons makes the playoffs, and he doesn't.
Oh, this could be a little bit of redemption. Maybe he remembers that. But so the 43 of Jose is going to go down pit road right now. The 42 of More Smoke just came out. So Amore was clearly one lap down right there. Jose is going to have to take 4. He's going to have to fill up the tank. But if he was about ready to catch up or lap up to 5, 6, and 7, he's got a great car tonight.
Oh, dude, Jose is just cooking a book in. If there's no caution, he's got this thing won hands down. Unless he makes a boo-boo coming on a pit road.
Well, as fast as his car is, I'd leave everything alone. 4 new feel goods, a full tank of gas, and get out. He looked like he got into the pits really well. He's exiting right now. Here he is going through to the dog leg. Last car that just unlapped himself would have been the 4 car Natty Dread, and he's got the 21 of God Power right behind him. So God Power, before we saw him running P7, so that means 43's got quite a bit of the field a lap down already. I'll get us the best I can as far as a running order. Knights right now is running P1.
Yeah, it looks like he stayed out there on older tires. He's trying to run the strategy game with a caution coming out. Only thing is, if it doesn't come out, you just lost a ton of time, unless he's going to try and play a little fuel strategy.
He very well could. Usually the people that run the longest, I mean, Dohar's not on track tonight. And J-Pod's usually pretty good about fuel strategy as well. Yeah, Knights didn't put up any kind of a battle. He let the 42 of Amore's smoke go. But your 4th through 8th, I'm sorry, their running order shuffling up a little bit. Looks like pit stops are still underway. But right now, Jose 720 is in 3rd, Rose is 4th, Amore is 5th, Sweeter is 6th, and Rowdy is 7th. Jose is about 4 seconds behind the leader right now.
How many seconds is he ahead of Rose and them? Someone has said it was 3.
Rose is a second in front of Amore, and Amore's P5 and streams going on. Amore's having some stream issues right now. Just lost it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, we are back. Amore's putting the moves on Fort Smitty right now, pulling up behind Rose. Maybe try. Boy, Carroll is really continuing to struggle tonight. He's doing his best just to stay out of the way. I'm not quite sure how many laps down he is, but yeah, he's really struggling.
We got like 60 laps to go.
He's actually crossing the line right now, and we have 73 to go.
That's a little.
Not bad. Let's see. I'm going to get back to the 43 cars view and kind of get a reference point as far as who's in front of him, who's behind him. 12 car Knights is actually coming out of the pits right now.
Tell you what, the 11 CGMX Rose did make up a ton of time, Jose, because I can see Jose. Jose's at start finish right now, and the 11's coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, Jose's running P3. Natty Dread is actually in P2 right now. I'm thinking Natty hasn't pit yet.
No, he hasn't pit yet because he's right in front of Rose.
Yep. Trying to catch up to that 4 car. Tell you what, Natty's got a pretty clean car. He's got a little bit of buckling, right in the middle of the hood, but his car's pretty clean. Again, a guy that is converting from controller over to the wheel, and I tell you what, this is a pretty hard track to run with a brand new wheel, never running one before. So, got to give that 4 car a lot of credit for trying this as his first track.
Most definitely.
I remember when I got mine, I ran a whole bunch of Daytona and Talladega and Atlanta and a lot of those tracks where you can run wide open. So with a whole lot of braking, really technical dog leg, and big credit to that 4 car. All right, keep working my way through. Looks like J-Pod's still running that fuel strategy. He's just now pitting.
And he extended that by a lot.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
these guys have been out on track at least
60. I mean, there should be like 60-ish. He's only need about 2 more.
About 68, yeah.
Yeah, he's only need 2 more spots. These guys need 3.
Yep. Yeah, J-Pod could place spoiler. who knows who could actually make it through on points if a non-chase contender, because that would leave it up to 2 guys on points, not a win. So yeah, Aviator again, he was really good on points. You pointed out earlier that he's got more points than the last 2 winners do. But yeah, what would that do to the point standings? Boy.
Not a whole lot. I think that we're gonna get locked in unless the only person that's gonna get knocked out is CGMX Rose. Aviator's not too far. He's not too far behind Rose, so he's still good in the point standings. It comes down between the 21 and the 11. The 21 and 11. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. The 47 of Fort Smitty's gave a little bit of a bumper to the 18 of Rowdy. It actually sent Rowdy up to the wall. Rowdy's able to get back by. I'm guessing Smitty said, hey, man, my bad. Didn't mean to do that. Different braking points or whatever, but he allowed the 18 to get right back by him.
Yeah, meanwhile, this 11 and 42, more smoke and CGMX Rose are really tracking down that 43 of Jose 720. Actually, it's about the same distance from the last time I mentioned it. But Jose might have had a slow pit stop last time.
Yeah, the 11 of CGMX Rose, he's only a half second behind Rose. And Moore is right behind the 11. So they are definitely running him down. Let me get a better shot here. Yeah, I think something going on with a Moore stream, because it's showing Jose is 2.6 seconds behind himself. So yeah, there's something going on with his stream, but kind of keep an eye on those guys as they continue to try to run down that 43. I'm guessing what that's supposed to mean is Rose is 2.9 or just about 3 seconds behind Jose, and then a Moore Smoke is half second behind the 11. That makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
The 43 makes his way off turn 4, getting to the start-finish line. And Moore Smoke and the 11 are at that line right now. So that's the gap where Jose was in his own zip code earlier. These guys with their adjustments have clearly made up a ton of time.
Oh yeah, they're definitely cooking and booking.
Oh yeah. Not only that, their entrance onto pit road and maybe their exit, maybe merging up a little bit more, maybe having a little bit of a draft from the car in front of them. Who knows? But Jose's lead is dwindling just a bit. It looks like Rose is keeping a steady 2.9 behind, and that 42 is sticking right with the 11. Further back in the pack, it looks like a little bit of a battle right now between the 38 of Aviator and the 10 car of Sterlo. Sterlo's right along the wall. The 38 car is going to try to outbrake the 10,
Woo!
maybe a little bit of contact.
Yeah, a little bit of contact right there. It looks like Sterlo got a little loose, possibly. Maybe thought Aviator was going to go a little lower between it, but they both held it together. Good driving by Sterlo to keep it out of the wall. Both going to chug along.
Yep, both moving right along. It looks like they got the 20 car Ingalls. He was able to make up a little bit of time on those two, as they with that little bit of a side-by-side battle and the slight contact that he just made.
Yeah, CGMX Rose and the 42, but more smoke as there's a huge lag right there out of the 11. That's the last thing he wants to see himself get lagged out of the race, because he'd be knocked out. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully that doesn't jinx him right there, but 11's starting to leave him more a little bit. Yeah,
11's starting to leave him a little bit, but I hope that's not his lag that is going to give him distance. Looks like he's 2.7 behind Jose, so he has picked up 0.2. Let's see, got to get us a position here. Not much has changed in your top 5. Still Jose leading by 2.5 over CGMX Rose. Again, if Rose is able to stay right where he is, or at least 2 positions or better over the 12 car Knights, he will move on. Then you have More Smoke in P3, Rowdy in P4, and Sweeter, who had a really dominant car here in the spring, is sitting P5. So the time distance or time gap from first through fifth is only 3.6.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Nope, not at all. Especially for a big, wide open track like ISM.
Going to circle around a little bit here. Here's the 20 of Ingalls going to go on the outside of 10 of Sterlo. I think Sterlo just let him go on by. He's got a fresher car than him. Sterlo struggling just a bit right there, washing up the track in turns 1 and 2. 20 car Ingalls working his way in the top 7.
Yeah, the 20 car, he's got a little bit of damage to that front left. But like you said, I think Sterlo is really, really tight getting in and through the center, but he's okay coming off. But the 20 car is able to make quick work of him. Working my way through. Doesn't look like Rowdy has any close competition. The only car that he's got anywhere close to him is one car, Sweeter Feed, right behind him. But that's by a good half second or so. And continue to work my way through.
We got a little pack cars here: 4 Natty Dread, 47 of Fort Smitty, and 12 of Knights.
Oh, big run by that 12 of Knights to get to that back bumper of the 47. We'll see if the 47 realizes, say, hey, you know, I know you got something to race for here, and lets him go, or if he's going to actually continue to battle him off. I know Fort Smitty, he really doesn't have any, you know, playoff hope this year anyway. But everybody, hey, if you can't be in it, the best you want to finish is P5 in the championship standings if you're not in the top 4. So every point matters, HD.
Yes, sir, indeed. Every point matters.
Yeah, 4 car. I'll tell you what, that 4 car in Natty Dread still continues to impress me. I know I said it before, being on a switching from a controller to a brand new wheel. It looks like the 12 car Knight's going to be able to get to the inside of the 47 of Fort Smitty. Fort Smitty is going. I thought he was going to get a great run, maybe a little bit of high side momentum, but the 12 car Knight's able to complete that pass. He's going to go into 3 and 4. Next car is down, or next car is going to want it set down. Is that 4 car?
Yeah, there's that 48 up in the wall. I don't know if that's going to bring a caution out. But he's up there, still there, not moving just yet. Things are going to stay green here at ISM, I think. Yep,
we're staying green. I'm looking at Moore's feed as well as the feed of the 48. As the 48 tries to back down the track, he's actually facing the wrong way. I'm thinking maybe he's going to, I hope he doesn't, you know, call it a night. But it really looks like the 48's, he's nowhere definitely nowhere where he wants to be.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually, I don't know if he's there really in the game, or I don't know, because I don't know why he wouldn't have moved yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Normally I don't see any lag issues out of the 48, so no, he's moving his camera around on his stream, so he is actually facing that way. Maybe he figures where he is now, he'll stay ghosted, he won't be in anybody's way. I mean, that car is all tore up, HD.
Gotcha. Well, tell you what, Pete, that 11 is coming, because you can almost read the back letter on the 43 of Jose.
Yeah, I was actually just getting to his camera. That was the first one that I went to as soon as I got off the 48. But yeah, he's run down that 43, and he's put a little bit more of a gap on the 42 of More Smoke, but looks like Sweeter Feed has moved past the 18 of Rowdy up to P4, and yeah, your top 5 really hasn't changed all that much. As I watched the stream up from More is really loose through the center and off. That might have been why the 11 was able to put such a gap on him.
I think the story is still going to be is that 22, because this thing stayed green all the way through. I mean, we got, what, 50, 40 laps to go now?
I'll get us a lap count as soon as the More crosses the start-finish line next.
Probably low 50s. I'm going to say 53.
Yep, he's coming off 4. Across the start-finish line, we have 45.
Even better.
Even better.
So we're getting close to one stop to go. One stop pit stops.
Yeah, we are. And waiting to see if more cycles through. Yeah, they're on lap 112 of 156. I was hoping Moore would change his menu a little bit to actually show me his fuel, but yeah, that doesn't look like that's going to happen. So you see the you see the 43 of Jose 720 just get past the 2 cars Stout Whiskey. That little bit of contact there actually slowed him up quite a bit, and 11 of CGMX Rose is even closer now.
Yes, sir, indeed. There goes the 10-car Strollo, so I don't think he's going to be able to make it to the end. He should have to do one more gas and go unless he tries to stretch this thing. But that 11 of CGMX Rose still right on the bumper of the 43 Jose 720 down the back stretch. He's going to bounce around a little bit more, see anybody else strategy. Here comes the 42. He's going to come down and pit as well.
Yep. So with this pit stop, it says laps to go 43, estimated fuel after pits 38. So even Moore will have to pit one more time unless he's able to save 5 laps of fuel. You think that's possible? 5 laps?
I think it's possible. You know, the turns are really long. You're kind of out of the gas for a while. You know, 3 and 4 is just a long, sweeping turn. You really don't start getting to the gas until halfway through that thing, and almost same thing from turns 1 and 2 is like that, and turns 3 and 4, almost the same thing. You're not really in the gas until towards the end.
Yeah, and I'm actually watching the 11 of CGMX Rose. He just pulled off. He's going down pit road right now. The 43 did not go in this lap, so the 11 will have 1 lap fresher tires, and he was just on that 43's bumper. It'll be really interesting to see where he comes out in comparison to the 43 once the 43 also makes his green flag stop.
Yeah, 43 is coming down right now as we speak. He's going to drive a thing in there. Let's keep an eye on him, see how he enters into pit road. Looking good, looking fast, slowing down. That looked very, very clean right there from Jose 720.
Yeah, that did look very, very clean. And as the running order gets jumbled up, looking back through the field a little bit, Rose, obviously, he has pit, and he's sitting P4 right now. Knights is in P5, Moore's in P6, Rowdy's in 7th, and Ingalls is in 8th. I'm going to assume that the 22 car of J-Pa is actually your new leader. While I can't see who 2nd and 3rd is, the 22's got to be pretty close to there. For all those J-Pop fans that normally check in to see how he's doing and root their driver on.
Yep.
He has played the fuel strategy tonight really, really well.
Bouncing around.
So,
there's Carroll. Yeah, I think Carroll's just kind of sitting there getting a good view. I think he's just sitting back, eating some popcorn, enjoying life.
Yeah, sit back, and he's going to need some Ally insurance to get the repairs done on that car after.
You know what's funny is I think Ally insures my truck.
Hey, there you go.
Like, do they do like warranties and stuff?
I think they do. I've only seen a couple commercials.
I don't know. I was going through my paperwork and I saw an Ally sticker thing on it. Well,
it could very well be then. Yeah, the 48, he's sitting off the track. He's staying out of the way. Just like you said, he's counting down laps, just like the 42 is. 42 sitting P5, Knights is in P3. He has not pit yet, so Knights is still not out of this unless the 42 car can save those 5 laps. I'm almost positive that Knights has actually made his way into the top 5 on fuel alone. Because Moore is sitting P4. CGMX Rose had to pit before he did. So it could come down to the 22 of J-Pa, which I think is still your leader, the 12 car Knights and CGMX Rose as your top 3, unless the 42 is able to save those 5 laps. But he knows that he's in. He could just run flat out. Yeah, he'd like those points, but points don't mean anything in the championship round. They don't carry over. Everybody starts with a clean slate. You know, I think it's like 2,000 or 3,000 points. So the 42, he's good to go. The people that really had the race for this, the 11 is CGMX Rose, the 12 car Knights, and the 2 car Stout Whiskey. Those 3 really had to try something. Knights could be sitting pretty right now, HD.
Yeah, he could be, but there's Rose getting by that 22 car, so I think he's going to be back on the lead lap as of right now.
All right, I'm going to cycle through. Yeah, he just let the 11 go. I'm judging. I finally made it over to the 22's camera. The 11 has not only gotten past the 22, but he's also made his way past the 4 car Natty Dread. So the 22 is not pit yet, and they've clearly run more than 5 laps. And Knights is running P2 right now with CGMX Rose behind him. So, boy, this could shake things up quite a bit. Wow, yeah. Let me get a lap count. 33 to go. Both Knights and JPA could pit right now and make it to make it the rest of the way. They would not have to pit again. Where I think the 11 and CGMX Rose actually pit before the 42 and also before Jose 720. So those guys may have to do like a splash and go. So it may not make a big difference, but that time down pit road, the time slowing down to get in, and then your exit, that could be all that's needed for the 12 car or the 22 car of JPA to check their first victory of the season.
Yeah, it could be very well true, and this is a long pit road as well. I mean, you enter basically coming off of turn 2, and you don't come out to turn 4.
Right, exactly. With the new configuration, it definitely lengthened the pit road by quite a bit. I'm gonna keep up with the 12 car Knights. It looks like his closest competition is the 10 car of Sterlo. I don't even see the 10 car in the top 5, so he's a lap down. But with the 22 of JPA pitting right now, Knights is actually taking over first, to CGMX Rose second, more smoking third, Rowdy in 4th, and Jose 720 sitting P5.
Yeah, and there goes Knights. Actually, he's going to come down for his green flag pit stop as the 11 CGMX Rose is going to regain the lead. Knights looking pretty clean. 42 of more smoke's going to shift up to P2. And P3 looks like a big jumbo. Looks like we need 18 of Rowdy's. He's going to work his way past Jose, who dominated majority of this race.
Yeah, he's dominated. But the 11 of CJMX Rose with just that one lap of fresher tires and a little bit of traffic try to work his way through. Not only has Rose gotten by, but also more smoke. And Rowdy's really close to him now, as Rowdy just got past him on a more stream, but you called that a minute or so ago. Get us a lap count here.
They're actually still side by side.
They're fighting hard.
Yeah, 43 and 18 are still side by side. Rowdy this time by down in turn 1. Should be able to clear him unless the 43 can get a decent run. Rowdy actually going to pull a little bit of slide job right there. Slide right up in front of 43 and stop him right in his tracks.
Yeah, they're running within a hundredth of each other right now. Like you said, side by side, really close, and that's actually allowing more smoke to scoot further away from these guys. And Moore is only a half second off the 11 of CGMX Rose, as the 11 is setting his sights to put the 10 car of Sterlo either one or his second lap down. I'm wondering if Sterlo was caught speeding at one of his last pit stops. He was, much higher up in the running order earlier.
Yeah, he was definitely running a lot better earlier on, but it's also been one of those things, man, just make a wrong adjustment. You hit the wall, it changes your aero in the car and just throws it all out of whack. And, he's not really racing for much. He can't get to the Final Four, so he just might be out there running, for fun, running some laps and just waiting for Heat 4 season to start.
Yeah, it could very well be, as the 43 is now under attack from that one car is Sweeter. I wonder if the 43 is kind of a little bit of fuel conservation mode. He's not in the playoffs anymore. He's got a lot to try to accomplish this season still, with just tonight and next week remaining in the season. But the one car got by him with relative ease, as the one car Sweeter is going to try to track down that 18 of Rowdy and make up another point.
Yes, sir. How many laps we got? We got about 20.
More is coming through 3 and 4 right now. I'll get that here. And we have
Got to be getting close.
24.
24.
Yep, 24 to go.
Laps to go. Look at that.
Yep, 24 to go. And let's see. Speaking of 24, got to give a shout out to Coey. Coey's actually not on track tonight. He had something to do with football with his kids tonight. But Coey, got to give you a big thank you, man, for putting this league on and running things as smoothly as you do. The 2 cars, Stout Whiskey, actually picked up the reins and was able to kick things off tonight. Relative ease. These guys have run caution free. If you haven't caught us since turn 1, lap 1, and it doesn't look like with the spacing that they've got there'll be any cautions anytime soon. And if that's the case, it's going to make for a really interesting finish between the 22 of J-Paw and the 12 car of Knights. I still think Knights has a chance to make it into the postseason or make it into championship round, HD.
Oh, it very well could happen. And also a little shout out to Cody. He's probably still yelling at me right now. He's probably out there watching his kids play football, and he's still yelling at me.
Yeah. He could be watching right now through his YouTube app on his phone and wondering what we're doing. But yeah, could very well be. Now, since the 1 car Sweeterfeed made his way past the 43, he really hasn't gotten away from him. It really looks like the 43 is keeping right up with him. Kind of makes me think that he might be in a little bit of fuel conservation mode since considering he pit before the 11 did. I'm sorry, no, the 11 pit 1 lap before him. That's why the 11 was able to get past him. But yeah, 43 is holding strong right here behind the 1 car Sweeterfeed.
Yes, sir, indeed. We'll bounce around a little bit more. What we got going on?
That's what I'm doing too. Let's see, 20 car, no challenges. Got the 6 car Heated Snowman right behind the 2 cars Stout Whiskey. Really no challenge there yet. 18 all by himself. So is the 4 car right now. 22 with J-Pod. He's running laps. No one anywhere around him except as I look up in front of the 22. That's actually the 12 car in Knights. Knights was behind the 22 earlier before those pit stops clicked off, and they've been pretty close or right on the same fuel strategy. If this was to go green and these guys can stay out where everybody else has to pit, this could be your P1 and P2 at the end, HD.
It could be. I mean, if everybody else has got to pit, his Knights is almost into the wall right there, entering into turn 1. Going to drive this thing down in there. He's going to keep that 22 at bay as of right now. It looks like doesn't look he's going to be gaining too much. But yeah, Knights might be able to pull this thing out. Alpha fuel strategy.
Wouldn't that be something? Oh boy. I know Knights tomorrow, if he's able to pull this off, will be the happiest man in NNR. Not only win to go into the championship race, but win his first race of the NNR season when it really matters the most.
Couldn't write any better story than that.
No, you couldn't. No, not at all.
That's a better love story than The Notebook.
My wife could never get me to watch that. Not happening. Let's see here. As I look back from that 12 car Knights, I'm guessing the damage that he's got on that hood is he's probably repaired that. Just the game hasn't caught up. But yeah, he's ducking down low through 3 and 4, letting the car wash up, coming across the start-finish line. He's still got, what would you say, about a half second over the 22 of J-Pod. Now, I wonder if J-Pod knows just what the 12 car has on the line for the night. And he says, you know what? You go ahead, you take this. You need a whole lot more than I do. But J-Pod, he's got a lot of fans out there that would love to see him also get his first win of his NNR career.
Yeah, the man's pretty popular out there. He's actually got quite a bit of fans. Let's jump in here.
Yeah.
Shout out J-Paw Nation.
Yep. I know, Cole 315, he's run with NNR. Old Cheeseburgers run with NNR. Exodus Maverick, Q-Dog, Winding Line. They all check in on the stream, wondering how their buddy's doing. And yeah, he's not disappointing tonight, not at all. If he can run runner-up or P2 or P3, depending on how the fuel strategy works out, could be a great night for both the 12
Man,
and the
that
22.
one car, not to cut you off, pulled a hell of a slide job on the 18 of Rowdy, and he's going to move his way up past the 18. What a piece of driving right there, the one coming out into turn 3.
Yeah, that actually put him up to P3, Rowdy P4, Jose 720 in P5. They're all 3 seconds behind CGMX Rose, and Amore Smoke is 1.6 behind that 11. And I'll get us a lap count here. Got to be within 20. Wow, actually 11 to go, HD. So now keeping Amore's stream up, it doesn't really look like he is feathering the throttle at all. I mean, he's full bore down the backstretch going into 3 and 4 right now. It doesn't really look like he's trying to save gas. And the 22 and 11, I'm sorry, the 22 and the 12, they were able to go an extra 6 laps or so past the 42. I'm waiting to see if the 42's gas light comes on here in 5 laps. Work our way through a little bit more.
Yeah, what we got going on here? What we got going on?
Hey, Viper, thanks for checking into the stream, sir. Change your gamer tag too, huh? NNR Viper. I like the sound of that, buddy.
Huh. Yeah, 22 at J-Paul is actually catching up to it as well. If he's going to be right on his bumper, entering down into turn 1.
Yep, I was actually just looking at that myself. Yeah, Knights is coming off, and here's the 22 right behind him. We'll see what kind of pressure he either... Ooh, Knights makes a little bit of the contact with the inside wall.
Yeah, the inside wall has not been his friend all night long. Since those first pit stops went underway, just hasn't been his friend as the 22's and get the outside wall there just a bit, entering down into turn 1. But 22 looking mighty strong through the center, off of turn 2, down the backstretch.
Yep, and checking to see if right now is right about where some cars would need to make a splash and go. See if that happens, as the 22 is really dogging the back bumper of that 12 car.
Yeah,
it looks like the 22
really
gets
pushing
in a little bit better, and Knights he's really having to use a whole lot of brake to get that car to set. I know we're paying a whole lot of attention to the 12 and the 22, and depending on fuel strategy, it could be that could really be the race for the win. Have to check to see how things work out.
Let's go and take a look at the young gun CGMX Rose, who's currently leading the race. He's got this thing well in hand. If it does and work out that way, yeah. CGMX Rose is definitely going to be your winner.
Yeah. And I'm kind of watching the lap times between the 42 of Amore Smoke and the 11 of CGMX Rose. It's sitting right around 3 seconds. They got Amore has 6. Wow, it's actually saying Amore's got 6 laps of fuel, and she's coming across the start-finish line with 4 to go. So no, actually, Amore Smoke is good on gas.
More smoke's good, man. That's where you're out of the throttle so long. Turn and both these turns, really, you're out of it for over half the turn. That's where saving on the fuel comes in. Doesn't really surprise me that they're able to save 40+ laps.
Yep, and while I'm watching Amore's feed, he actually just let the 11 of the 1 car of Sweeter right on by. So yeah, I guess he hasn't figured out that he's good on gas just yet. Either that or just giving some more points to his teammate in that one.
But yeah, this thing goes, and right now is going to be The 18 of Rowdy, 42 of More Smoke. They're both on a team. And then you got the 11 of Rose and a 38 of Aviator who are both on the team. So this will be two teams basically going head to head. And, those were kind of the top 4 guys throughout the whole year. You can sprinkle in a couple other guys, Ingalls is good, Jose is good. You can throw in more people, but that's just the talent here in NNR. And, what happened right there? Oh, my God. Rose lagged out.
What?
He is down pit. I was just on him, and he's down pit road.
Oh, man.
Rose just lagged out of the race.
I'm still watching your stream where he's going down the
he's going down
the backstretch.
Backstretch into turn 3, and he just does a little weird thing, and he lags out of the race.
Oh man! Oh wow!
That means
what a change.
That means that the 21 of God Power should be locked in.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, and yeah, that's the race. So let's see what our
unless he won. I don't know. Who's the top 3?
Top 3 looks like it would be Rose, Sweeter,
so Rose
and
won.
Rowdy.
Okay, so Rose.
Yeah,
won.
so Rose. Yeah, okay. So that was.
Okay.
That was.
That was just the game. I thought he lagged out with just a couple laps left.
That's still weird though. How it didn't keep him on track to let him keep pace. Maybe he turned down pit road and it just pitted him or something. I don't know.
I don't know. That was weird.
But
yeah, heartbreak.
Bad. Yeah, that would have been really bad. So let's switching on over to the booth.
Rowdy coming in.
I don't think. No, it would be Rose, Sweeter, and Amore.
Right. Sweeter coming in. All right, man. Why don't you take Amore, Pete?
All right, Amore, you got me?
Got a copy, Pete.
Hey, bud, how are you? Oh, man. Man, you were you didn't have the strongest car tonight, but you were definitely really consistent, just like the one car is Sweeter Feed. You kept it clean. You just had to deal with a little bit of lap traffic. You are through the next round. Congrats, man! Great P3 finish tonight. That seems like it's been your continued average for P2. Excuse me, or whatever it was. Either way, man, great finish tonight. Anything you want to say, sir?
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have got behind on the pit strategy. I was always a couple laps off on the tires, so once the late run hit, I was always way slower than everybody. I didn't really have a chance to save my tires at all. I was always chasing, but it was a good win by Rose. He ran a solid race. He raced his tires, so.
Yep, just like HD and I were saying it earlier, the top 3 this season really seem to be you, the 18 of Rowdy, and the 11 of CGMX Rose. But judging off of points, it looks like your main competition going into Homestead is going to add the Aviator to that mix. HD, you got our P2.
He was P2. Okay.
No, he wasn't.
Oh,
no.
Who was P2?
No. Sweeter Feed was P2.
Sweeter Feed.
That's all you.
Sweeter Feeds.
Yep.
All right, nice conversation. All right, come on, Rose.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nah, man, it's a really good run out there by you. You actually, I do remember that actually now. You pulled a hell of a move on a more smoke coming down into turn 1. Or was it Rowdy? It was somebody. It was one of them two that you pulled a hell of a slide job on.
I got knocked out. I got knocked out of the way by Rose.
Both.
When he was a lap down.
Woo!
He got around me.
It bruised
Both
again.
my teammates let me go.
Wait,
It
this
wasn't
race?
No, first race.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, gotcha. Well, man, tell you what, it's a hell of a run by you. Too bad you couldn't use it to your advantage. Got knocked out, but he4 is just around the corner. What was it like out there on the track?
Yep. Definitely looking forward to next year. Should have. The only reason I got knocked out this year is I missed the first 2 races with Chase. I'll be back.
Yeah,
Man.
Sweeter, I talked to you before the race, and you were really strong in the spring race. I had you picked for the night. You definitely didn't disappoint, sir.
Last time I
Any
was
shout
right,
outs?
this one bros. You took my tricks, man. Sorry.
All right, HD, why don't you go back to back and take that 11?
Since you insist. Rose, you got a copy, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Tell you what, man. I thought you lagged out there at the end. It was weird. You did a little jumping thing, and you just went to pit road while everybody else was still racing. I was like, Jesus, he just lagged out with like 2 laps to go. But it didn't happen. You actually ended up winning the race. How's it feel?
Good. I didn't really need to come in here and win. I didn't expect to. Moore was pretty good in practice, so was Sweeter on the long run, but I guess it worked out for me.
There you go, right there. So it's going to basically be a team and team battle here in the Final Four. You and the Aviator versus Amore Smoke and Rowdy. We know up here, everybody knows there's no love lost between you and the 18 and you and the 42. What is it going to take to get this championship?
I'm not sure. Probably run a race just like that. No speeding penalties. Just run my race. Not focus too much on the little things. Just run a great race, and maybe it can happen.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be not sure and just run a good race to be able to win a championship here in NNR.
Yeah, and actually, I'll jump back to you. I'll jump back to you, Amore. Same question. What do you think it's going to take to win this championship?
Just like Rose said, no mistakes in the race. Track position is going to be key. Like today, we were all stuck in track position. Jose got out to a huge lead with a higher preset, and we just got to make sure everything goes right.
Well, we definitely, we wish you all the best. Obviously we'll be watching next week. Y'all four will definitely get a whole lot of camera time. I'm sure we'll be talking about you four next week the most. But HD, I'm really pumped up, ready for Homestead next week, and ready to kick off the 2020 season with Heat 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, me too, and I can't wait to get to the Carroll 200 next week at Homestead to crown the champion at NNR. Let's go, baby. Carroll 200, we're starting a trend.
There you go. Hashtag Carroll 200.
Hashtag Carroll 200. Until next time.